Welcome back. Once the holidays are over, people really start to think about buying and selling homes.
Yeah, we were just talking about it and staging. And if you decide to sell yours, you're going to need to prep the house, of course, but perhaps your fix-it and to-do list is a little long. So Rachel Schwab is back from the Equitable Bank to help you decide what to fix and what you should just leave alone, maybe let the buyer take care of. So great to see you.
Nice to see you too.
I think this is good to have kind of a way of sorting out what you do and what you don't.
Right. There are some things that you just want to think about. You want to talk with your realtor. It was awesome to have Katie on right before me because you're going to want to talk with them and see what are the things that I can let go and what are the things that are showstoppers.
Right, like I was telling Katie, we recently sold our house and you just kind of want to get out of there. You don't want to worry about fixing it, but then again, certain things you fix because you want to get a good price for your home.
Yeah, and you need it to show well.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely. Okay, so what about defective items that sort of give the house, when people look at it, the impression that maybe it hasn't been cared for? Because that's something you call like deferred maintenance.
Yeah, well,
right?
well, you can see things like leaky faucets, overgrown lawn and bushes, things that really are defective, that are not working. That's gonna, they're not big things. It's not like, oh my goodness, obviously it's falling apart, but it's just gonna put something in the buyer's mind like, well, if they're not taking care of these little things, are there big things they're not taking care of?
So take care of those things.
Just take care of those things because they just start to make people think that maybe you haven't taken care of that house.
I agree. Okay, so can you fix things for less?
Right. So let's say you have an outdated kitchen and you're like, I really need to update this because, you look at your comparables and, everybody's got an updated kitchen. Well, it may or may not be worth your time, probably not worth doing a whole big $25,000 kitchen remodel. But maybe you can do some things like painting cabinets, maybe replacing some countertops or appliances. But maybe don't get the super high end, just get new, energy efficient, nice appliances that all match, things like that. So you can spend a little bit less, but make sure that you're bringing your house up to par.
Even changing out the little cabinet knobs. That's an easy
huge thing because sometimes those can start to look dated.
Right.
Very much so. It is important to think about first impressions. When someone first walks in, you have to make a good impression.
If you have a really shabby front door or something's broken, the screen door is broken, or as soon as something that is an immediate, like that's the first thing I see, you have to fix that.
Because the first impressions really matter.
They really do, especially in real estate.
Okay, and then you got to wonder, do you have to fix it? When is the question, do I have to fix this? Do I not have to fix this?
Well, and that's something, again, you're going to want to discuss with your realtor, but there are times where, maybe you have to get out of the house quickly, you don't have time to let your property sit for a little bit longer, and you might just decide, I'm just going to let this be. And some buyers are okay with that. You're going to want to look at other fixer-uppers or houses that have similar, I don't want to call them defects, but things that need maintenance, and see if you're in the ballpark.
Well, I think about roofs in particular because it's such an expensive job. And if you have a home inspector come and visit and they're like, whoa, this is really outdated, people look at that as an overwhelming, big, expensive project. So it might be worth doing something on that scale. But if you're like, well, the roof's got a few years left, I think it's all a matter of how much of an emergency the repair is.
And if you can, if you have a lot more time to have your house on the market, you might be willing to, see how it goes. That
if you've got time to wait it out and see.
Right, exactly, yeah. But it definitely was something you want to think about. First-time home buyers, a lot of times will be a little bit afraid to have a major repair like HVAC or a roof or something, and they may just want you to get that done. They don't care about the credit necessarily. They just want it done.
Yeah.
You don't want something to be a deal breaker?
No, you don't. You want to make sure that you're really being smart about it. You're paying attention to what's going on in the marketplace. You're paying attention to the houses that are around you and how they're selling, and making sure that your house is competitive. So that's kind of where you need to decide what you want to fix and what you want to let the new buyers fix.
Right.
I always think it'd be a good idea to have a home inspector visit before the buyers have that person, so that you kind of know things that are critical to fix. I don't know. There's probably a chance.
And I'm sure that there are some people that do that. Your realtor is trained to also look for some of the. I mean, obviously they're not, checking out your furnace filters and stuff like that. But they are trained to look for those kinds of things. So you should make sure that you have a good team of people helping you sell your real estate.
Speaking of the team, I think
Yeah.
this is wonderful. In terms of pre-approval, which is very important, especially if you're looking at the spring market and it's competitive, you've got a real deal pre-approval.
Yeah,
which is
so
great.
yeah, the experts at Equitable will look at all of your finances. They're going to underwrite your pre-approval, which means that it is a real deal. It's a much more valid pre-approval than something you're going to get if you just go on the internet and it's, oh yeah, great. That's called a pre-qualification. We're going to pre-approve you because we're going to underwrite it.
So you're ready to
And
go.
it's really
Nice.
important. We were talking about it with Katie before. The spring market starts in January. Once the holidays are over, the wheels start turning. But you can't really go and make an offer on a house unless you have a pre-approval. So make sure to call us.
I like that. Here's the phone number to call for that pre-approval and ask about their real deal pre-approval. 414-777-4411. You can also visit them online and find out more about the Equitable Bank and more about what it takes to get that very important pre-approval so you're ready in the spring. It's theequitablebank.com. Great to see you.
Great to see you
Thanks,
too.
Rachel.